Welcome back to Drawing with Lord Karnage, and what we're looking at here is a page on my iPad from Heyzoos the Coked-Up Chicken issue 2, which is scheduled to be released in May. This is actually a two-page spread. I took one panel, which I thought was funny, and actually just turned it into 2 pages to make it really funny. And what we're seeing here is Heyzoos playing all the games at once. After Heyzoos is inspired by a game that he's playing called Speedy McGroundhog, he demoralizes the speed of light and breaks the laws of physics. So he plays all the games at once, and that's what this is representing. So I've just sent this over Creative Cloud to my other computer, where I'm going to open it up and start doing the detailed work. And this is going to be a pretty complex drawing, so I don't know if I'm going to finish it here in this one video, but I'm going to definitely outline a number of the main images. And let's see, 2 arcade games in here. Light gun. This terrible piece of crap that you wear over your eyes, and it makes everything red, blurry, and horrible. Game pads. These waggly things. Oh, I wrote what it is. Never mind. And driving wheel. So yeah, let's go. The many pictures of Heyzoos playing all the games at once. Label it here, sketch. Make a new layer for inks 1. And I'm just going to dive right in, and probably going to do this on multiple layers so that later I can shuffle all the different Heyzooses around, since he is moving faster than the speed of light, playing all these games. Let's see. With a look of concentration on his face, which is always good to see Heyzoos concentrating on something. Do this with multiple sketch layers as well. So I'm not going right to inks on this page. This is going to be a very deep. This will be the most detailed page in the entire book by far. Okay, so it's like he's using a trackball here. It's going to be tricky getting all these in on the same page. I don't want to block out his head from this shot. Plus he's got the Speedy McGroundhog hair, which is going to further complicate this. So that means this one I'm going to pull out a little bit. Because I don't want to mess up any chance to get a trackball into a drawing. And it's just comedy gold. Trackballs are wonderful. He just looks like he's been lobotomized, basically. That's what we have here. Lobotomized Heyzoos inside the zone of danger. All right, now here we have Heyzoos over here playing Game Boy or something. So just a brick for the most part. So it's like he's using the Thrustmaster. The Thrustmeister, thank you. Not the Thrustmaster, but the Thrustmeister. Always love referencing stupid things from previous reviews. Give him a cigarette hanging out of his mouth because it's Heyzoos. And he can do these things. So, there we go, it's coming along. I'll do another arcade game over here. He's using a joystick here on this game. So I'm going to now start with the second layer of inks, or the first somewhat more refined layer of inks. I have a feeling I'm going to be spending a lot of time trying to figure out which. It's sort of going foreground to background here. I'm going to put the game art. He's going to be playing Space Car, obviously. So it's going to say Space Car on the side of the machine here somewhere with Space Car. Alright, well, let me dive in and start working on some inks. Drop the opacity down to 40, down to 34, 33. And let's start in the front. No, let's start in the center and work out from there. I'm not sure why I picked this Heyzoos to begin with, but I did. And maybe in this one shot, he's actually somewhat focusing on the thing in front of him, which he doesn't often do. And he's wearing this horrible, awful, terrible contraption on his head, which transports you into another dimension. Certainly not based on anything real. This is totally fabricated. This thing. Nobody would ever make anything as awful as what it is that I'm portraying here. Over here, got his hand from the VR headset shot, so we're just going to put that into the foreground so that I can work around it with this drawing. That's too much brow. He doesn't have that much brow. Try this again here. Give him a little bit of brow there. There we go. And then I'll go up here and add that. There's the end of it. Here's the beginnings of this page over here. Did a little work down there, so you can see I actually did some detail work on the controller. But now I'm going to, let's see, turn on the other side here. Throw the inks. And I'll start working on those Heyzooses over there. Okay. And now to my favorite part of this drawing, Heyzoos wearing a VR headset. I was trying to think of all the different kinds of gaming peripherals he could be using in a shot that we would know instantly, like the light gun, the Game Boy, the racing wheel. It's like, oh, obviously the VR headsets, which I think kind of look like RoboCop, which is of course terrific. So now I've got to connect his hand to the rest of his body. So I'm looking through a whole lot of lines and starting to get confused. Just cut some chunks out here. There we go, for starters. Not bad. I'm going to clean this up a bit still, but for something like that, if I'm not feeling 100% on it, because the visor still needs some refinement, I'll sit on it till the next day. But it's a good place to start there, so I'm alright with that. Clean this up while I'm thinking about it. Looking right at it. See, I got 2 more Heyzooses in the first round here to do right now, so let's hit this guy up here. Playing with the nunchucks. Terrible controllers. Let's draw that irritating wire that connects those 2 things. That never got in the way. Almost done for the day. Let's see, I'm going to put in the lines for the machine in the background. And then call it quits. There it is. This is what we're looking at. 2-page spread. Heyzoos playing all the games at the same time after demoralizing the speed of light. Yeah, this is Heyzoos Book 2. Coming out in May of this year. to go in this picture, but like the direction it's heading. Follow me on Amazon as an author, Mark Busler, and it'll let you know when I release this and several other books this year. I'm gonna go take a break. Good timing. Dog starts going crazy again. Of course, when did she stop being crazy? Classic Game Room is brought to you by Ethel the Cyborg Ninja, Book 1, and Heyzoos the Coked-Up Chicken #1, Special Edition, now on Amazon. Welcome to the Lord Karnage Club, being shouted from within. A turbo volcano! Starting with Andy and Abby Schleiss. Jeff Breyer. Derek Langley. Michael and Ariana Nelson. Benjamin Woodring. Steven Chucknick. Al Stever. Ian Shore. You sure are awesome. Jason Goy. Sergio Matthias Hergert. Chip Sankbale. Busy Signal. Sean Zoltek. Rick DeBarros. Philip Strabenmuller. Jack Stavris. Ohad Kane. And Tiago Pereira dos Santos Silva from Porto, Portugal. Tiago Pereira dos Santos Silva from Porto, Portugal.